Hello Kitty Island Adventure is a brand new game currently only available on Apple Arcade, meaning you can play it on your iPhone, your iPad, and your Mac computer. While the game is super cute and has a ton to do in a much larger map than I was anticipating, it doesn't really have an in-depth in-game tutorial. So here are some tips to get you started in-game and make your playthrough just a little bit easier. The game has full controller support and it is seamless. You can easily switch automatically between the game controller and whatever your other input device is. This works on the iPad and on laptops, desktops, probably even the iPhone. I play with a newer Xbox controller. I've heard from others using Joy-Cons with their iPad, and it's really nice because you can go from using your controller to using mouse and keyboard or the touchscreen automatically. Just start using whichever input method and it just works. So if you're having trouble with the touchscreen or with playing with keyboard and mouse, consider connecting a Bluetooth controller. It works with a huge variety of controllers. The character creator in the game gives you a ton of adorable options that can make it really hard to choose. The good news is you can have multiple saves, but also you can continue to change your character at any time in game by using one of the mirrors. You will also continue to unlock more outfits for your character and more color palettes just by playing the game. And keep in mind that since it's currently only on Apple Arcade, there are no in-game purchases. That means all the new color palettes you unlock, all of the new outfits you get for your character will all be things that you unlock during normal gameplay. No premium shop, no loot boxes, no in-game purchases. The first control that the game tells you about is the jump button. And while this is really useful, what the game doesn't tell you is that if you hold down the jump button while jumping off of something, you'll actually glide using a set of balloons. So the balloons act as your glider. They don't use up any stamina either. You'll gently drift towards the ground, but if you need to make a slightly longer jump, try holding the jump button so that your balloons come out and you're able to glide. Speaking of stamina, you have a stamina wheel in the game. It's that circle gauge that gets used up in some activities and not in others. It refills whenever you're not doing the activity that uses it up, and it refills pretty quickly. Climbing is the first activity where you'll notice your stamina being used up. When it goes empty, you fall. So look for ledges when you're climbing so you can stand on them, regain your stamina, and continue climbing. Also note that you're going to use stamina even when you're only clinging to the wall, even if you aren't actively climbing or moving. This is different than some other games I play, so it caught me a little off guard, but keep an eye out for that. The good thing is if you do fall or if you do need to be reset in your position, you don't lose anything. It's not like you're losing lives or hearts or money or anything like that. You're just reset to the other position, so you're free to try to explore, fall off the cliff walls without much negative impact. Just like in any other game, you'll come across a lot of small objects and materials that you can pick up. In this game, they tend to have a slight shine to them if you can pick them up. Keep picking them up, all of them, and keep them for when you need them. Items in this game respawn very, very slowly, some of them only when the game resets overnight. So it's useful to keep a stockpile of them for when you really need them to craft an important tool or finish a quest. Gift your villagers daily and be strategic with your gifts whenever possible. Most quests in this game are locked behind friendship levels or additional quests. You can only give each villager 3 gifts each in real life day. So the gifting resets based on real time, not the in-game days. When you try to gift a villager, you'll be able to see how many hearts that gift is worth. The more hearts, the more they like the gift, the more it'll level up your friendship. So a jack-o'-lantern is going to give you more hearts and level up faster than a plain pumpkin, for instance. Early in the game, you probably will only see 1 or maybe 2 hearts. 3 heart items are very rare, but you can often find 1 or 2 heart items that you can gift your villagers. Your phone actually has a Friends app in it in the game that will show you more about the types of gifts that the villagers like. This is determined by the little tags, those tiny icons, and the more matching tags that an item has, the more the villager is going to like it. You're gonna want to be as strategic as possible with those gifts if you want to play quickly. Before you end playing for each day, make sure you gift all 3 gifts to each of your villagers so that they level up enough for when you want to play later so that you have those quests unlocked. The game day resets each day at 2 a.m. Eastern US time. That's the same time for everyone globally that it resets, so you can convert that into your local time zone and that'll be when the game resets for you. Now with everything resetting so slowly, you might be tempted to time travel or change your device time so that you can progress in the game more quickly. Don't do it. Sunblink, the developers of the game, have said that it can lock you out of future events, which means that we will be getting future events and you want to be able to participate in those. And time traveling, they've said, could compromise your save and lock you out of those events. So just wait it out with everybody else. Don't time travel, don't change that device time so that you can continue playing your game. This game has a ton of quests and a ton of dependencies inside of those quests, and things are locked behind friendship, they're locked behind other quests or different tools. Your phone has an app in it to help you keep track of all of the quests, but you can also see more details about it. So if you forgot exactly what it was that you were supposed to do for a quest, you can look up the details here. It will also show you the next quests that are on deck but are still locked. And if you click on those, you'll be able to see what you would need to do in order to unlock that quest. It gets a little bit complicated, but at least you can look everything up here. So if I click on a locked quest, I can see, do I need higher friendship with someone? Do I need to complete a different quest first? And that can help you kind of prioritize what you do in the game. Now the system isn't entirely perfect because sometimes you'll have open quests that it's telling you to do, but you might actually get stuck partway through. That's because there are some quests that require specific tools at different points in the quest, and if you don't have them, you can become really stuck. Maybe you see an unreachable exclamation point, I'm looking at you, Critterless, and you just can't figure out how to get it. There's a good chance you need a new tool or ability to continue with that quest, and the game just isn't telling you that yet, but it's kind of showing you by showing you an exclamation point that you just can't get to. So if you find yourself in that situation where you're like, I simply cannot get to that exclamation point right now, you're probably right. Just move on with the rest of the gameplay and come back the next time you unlock an ability or a tool. There's a good chance you'll be able to get that then. Now my next 3 have to deal with quest priorities, things that I wish I had done a little bit earlier in the game because they make the gameplay much easier. So if you don't want to know anything about quests, I won't put a bunch of details in, just enough that you know which ones. When you get there, you'll know what I'm talking about, but not all the details of the quest. But if you don't want that sort of information, you feel like that would spoil the game for you, you don't have to watch that part. But here we go. So some of the things that you can do early in game in prioritizing what you focus on and the quests will make your gameplay much easier. The first one is, as soon as you get the recipe to craft the flippers, craft the flippers. Do not keep exploring, just go craft the flippers. It's going to be very useful for you. If you've played the game at all, you know exactly why it would be useful for you. But whenever you get that recipe, craft the flippers as soon as you can. The next one is, this is going to sound really strange, deliver the pumpkin to My Melody right away. This is something that I got that I was like, whatever, I'll give her the gift when I go back there. There's so much cool stuff here. I want to keep exploring. You want to deliver the pumpkin to My Melody right away. Just trust me on this one. When you get that quest, just go do it. It's going to make your life so much easier. And then the next one, you're gonna really want to strategically level up your friendship with Chromie. Level 6 is a key goal for the game. I won't tell you too much more, but you're really gonna want to be as strategic as you can with her gifts. Level her up as early as you can. Highly recommend gifting jack-o'-lanterns, but it's gonna help you out a ton if you can strategically level her up. And then also, as you progress through the game, you will be unlocking new tools and new abilities. And because of the way that the in-game camera works, where the game is controlling the camera instead of you, each time you unlock a tool or an ability, re-explore the areas that you've been to, keeping an eye out for new things, even in places where you feel like you've been before, and see them in a new way. Now, Now, sometimes that's really obvious if you're able to get through an obstacle or travel in a different manner that you would see different things, but you'll also see different things in areas that you've been to simply because the camera angles are so different. So you'll go back to a place that you've been 50 times and you'll see another chest because you approach the area from a different direction. I hope these tips help you have a fun first playthrough. If you have any more for us, feel free to share them in the comments. If you're looking for help with specific quests, keep an eye out for additional videos, but you can also check out the videos from the live streams where we've gone through a variety of the quests already, a bunch of the different puzzle rooms, and found a lot of different items in the game. I've tried to include timestamps on some of those. I'm not quite done with the timestamps. Day 2 has a lot of them though, so that you can jump directly to any of the quests that we did in case you're having trouble with them. Subscribe and turn on notifications to find out the next time we go live. I hope to see you there.